the Move Parallel tool. Of course, it's still in the drawing workflow, under Home, under the Manipulate Elements group. It's in this first row of tools, the very last one. It says Move Parallel. I'm going to select it. Of course, you have several different methods under here. You can do a whole element, you can do a segment of an element, and you can do a portion of an element. We're going to leave it set to element for now. You have a couple different modes as well. You have miter, round, and original. We're going to leave it set to original. If you knew the distance you wanted to copy that element parallel from, you could check that on and type in a distance. I'm just going to check it on and type a distance of 2 and hit enter. So you have the Use Active Attributes box. If you check that on, what that one will do is it'll use the active attributes at the top of the screen instead of the attributes that the object was originally drawn as. And of course, then the last option is you have the Make Copy option. So I'm going to check that one on as well. So now if you want to go out and copy an element parallel, maybe I'll copy this block. All you have to do is go out and left click on it to accept it. Based on where you drag your mouse, inside or outside the block, that's where it's going to copy it. Left click to accept it. You notice it did use the active attributes that are set right now. If I'm done with that element, I'll right click to reset. If I wanted to keep going, I could keep going. I'm just going to go ahead and right click and reset it. And I copied that element. I could do the same thing for this line down here. Just left click on it to copy it. Pick which side I want to drag it to. I'm going to drag it to the bottom. Left click one more time to accept it, and it copied it. And of course I could keep left clicking and it would keep copying that element parallel. Once I'm done, I just right click to reset it, and I'm finished. So this time I'm going to change my method up here from element to a segment of an element. So maybe I just want to copy one of the sides of this green block, and maybe I want to change my distance to 3 this time. So I'm going to type in 3 and hit enter. And maybe I don't want to use active attributes, so I'm going to uncheck that. Now I can go out and just select which segment I want to copy parallel. Maybe I want to do the right side, so I'll left click and accept it. I still need to pick which side I want to copy it to. I'm going to pick the right side, left click to accept it, and then just right click to reset it. So that's what the segment of an element does. I can skip to that last method, which is a portion of an element. So maybe I want to copy parallel maybe half of this circle. So I'm just going to go out and specify my first point. So I'm going to snap up here to the top of the circle, left click to accept it. Now I can specify a second point. I'm going to left click down here on the bottom of the circle. You can see now as I drag my cursor out, it's copying that element out 3 feet. If that's what I want, I'll just left click to accept it, right click to reset it, and I'm done. There is one more option under here. There's this little measuring tool. So if I wanted to measure a distance to put into this distance block, I could do that by selecting the measure tool. I just select it. It wants me to define a start point. So maybe I want to start at this key point right here on the circle. Then maybe I want to go to the end point of this line right here. Just left click. Now I have my distance. So now if I go back to my offset element tool, and I'm just selecting element, I'm going to do the whole element. I'm going to have my distance checked on with the distance I measured. If I go out and offset the circle, you can see it's offsetting at that distance that I selected. If that's what I want, I'll right click to reset, and I'm finished.